Is better to have, one guy with $1 billion or 1 billion people with $1? Yeah, what would be more healthy for a protocol or, I don't know, any project to aim for? Or do you care?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the moment, even if there's 1 billion real people with the dollar in, that's just a massive game changer for DeFi.
The product as well is very, I guess you would say, retail focused at the moment. Like it is just open for everyone. Like it's definitely a DeFi protocol. Anyone, you just connect your wallet, you get set into that.
Yeah.
Has that been your main sort of customer segment for now? Is just sort of focusing on retail, or are there other sort of areas that you're looking to tap into?
Yeah, great question. So we, historically, when we launched Friktion, the idea was, let's take these kind of complicated strategies that are often gated in the traditional world and aren't really available for users, and just open that up.
Yeah.
Right? Let's build some really good permissionless infrastructure that anyone can access, and now our front end's open source as well. So if you want, you can clone your front end and build it and do your own kind of version of Friktion.
I love the analytics that you guys have.
Yeah, and like analytics is all the APIs are there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see all the analytics, you can see performance data, you can track your portfolio value, and now the interesting segment we're going into, which kind of answers your question, is initially there's a lot of activity in DeFi that was driven by just general customers or users that are coming into the platform through a referral, word of mouth, or some normal marketing venue. And now what we're really focusing on Friktion is how do we, to answer the question of the podcast, is how do we onboard $1 billion of TVL and 1 billion users into Solana DeFi or into DeFi protocol.
Which is better, by the way? Like I was having this discussion the other day. Like, is it better to have, one guy with $1 billion or 1 billion people with $1? Like what would be?
This is a good question.
Yeah, what would be more healthy for a protocol or, I don't know, any project to aim for? What do you think? Or like, I don't know, or do you care?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the moment, even if there's 1 billion real people with the dollar in, that's just a massive game changer for DeFi.
Yeah.
Right, and they may have been like airdropped $1 worth of some like NFT that they sold and they got some SOL, and now they're wondering what to do with it. For me, that would be amazing for the retail side of the business. For the institutional side of the business, let's say BlackRock comes into DeFi, or some traditional asset manager comes into DeFi and says, hey, we think there's a real way to build better financial infrastructure and use the settlement and execution layer to do all the things that we're doing in the traditional system without the inconvenience and opacity of the process that we use today.
Yeah.
So there's a situation, and I see both of them working. But yeah, just having 1 billion users in DeFi would absolutely change the game for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think what you guys are doing is that the real yield product is super important because it's also something that maybe a lot of new users don't understand as well. Like they might be enticed by the 5 billion% APY farm, but they don't realize that you can get giga-wrecked in that one as well, right? So like actually seeing something that, okay, this is a yield that's not just inflationary coin X, whatever. It's, okay, there's real people behind this, people are taking real risk. And this is something that, people should consider, especially if they're looking to get a yield on coins which they already own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like beyond APY, what are the risks you're taking? And to the analytics page you mentioned earlier, and to the analytics you guys work on too, is like our goal is to be maximally transparent, right? If you're building DeFi, the idea is you should never hide anything because you can never hide anything. It's all on chain.
Yep.
Right? So we want the user to understand, or anyone who touches the smart contracts to understand the risks they're taking, the historical performance, how the strategies work, the mechanics of them, all the contracts. So just being really transparent is, I think, one big advantage DeFi has that we can't sacrifice.